Danny.
Hello. Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. It's going all right. What is today? What day of the week is it? Wednesday? Four leases signed yesterday. The rest of the week, I don't remember. All right, let's get Arman a store. I see our friend Dan, we had a conversation with, and I sent him an email. He said that they're not month to month, but their lease may be coming up soon. We know what that means, right?
Yeah.
He was going to check the rent rolls for us and figure out what's what, and that was just about a month or so ago. And he didn't write back to the email, and he hasn't called or sent a carrier pigeon. Am I right thus far?
Correct.
All right, let's call him up. Mute your phone. It sounds like you are in scuba gear while wearing an Argyle sweater.
Oh, this is my AC. But I'm mute myself right now.
All right, here we go. Now's where you subscribe, you louts. We're going to have a big day today. All right. Phone rang twice and then it hung up on me. Let's try him again. I don't know what the hell. Here we go. Who are these people?
Hello?
Danny boy.
All right, who's this?
This is Danny D'Angelo, the laundromat guy. How's it going?
Okay, I don't think I know you. What's this regarding?
Well, we're not best friends. You didn't sing at my wedding. We talked about a month ago about a property.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry about it.
Which property did we talk about?
I will happily refresh you.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
right. You're the laundromat guy.
That's
right?
what I said. Yeah, I'm unforgettable.
Okay, all right. I didn't.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Okay, sorry about that. My friend. I get all kinds of crazy calls. So
This is just another one of those. So if you to refresh your memory, you know, my partner and I are always looking to sign leases, put, you know, some new blood into these laundries, do it properly, do it right, run it, operate it. I sent you an email. And you said, you know, something's probably going to happen, but you knew they weren't month to month, and you were going to see what you could find out.
Yes.
So where are we at? What do we know?
Your timing is really funny. Okay, and I'll be able to find. I believe he might have the ability to take back that space. So what that means is that
Dan, can I stop you? Did you just get into your car? Because I heard a big block of nothing. You said your timing is funny, and then Donald Duck.
Hold on one second. I'm going to take you off.
Thanks,
okay,
buddy.
there we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, your time is kind of funny because I'm meeting with the owner on this Friday.
The landlord.
The landlord, correct. And he might have, I believe he has the ability to take back the space. Okay, which is going to benefit you because, I mean, you don't have to buy out you don't have to deal with some owner of a laundromat that wants more money than the property, than the business is worth, right?
I like your style because you're trying to sell me on something I've done, 36 times. And that's always my MO. We walked into the store, we did some laundry, we see what we can see. It's an utter armpit, to put it politely. And this is this is a nice center. You've got national chains. You've got folks trying. It looks like you redid the facade, and here we are. So I understand. And for whatever, for whatever reason, they can take the space. And I hate to hear that. You know, I'm not rooting for these laundries to fail, but they do it to themselves.
No, they totally do. And the guy's an older gentleman. He wants to retire. He was trying to do a deal with a Korean buyer, and that Korean buyer of the business, by the way, really wanted it.
Yeah.
Like he tried to make it work, you know, the whole 9 yards. And this,
he got
this
so far as to come in and do the coin and cash and
to look at. He apparently, I don't represent this guy. I have no idea who this guy is, except but I heard about it, and they couldn't make a deal. So I know the owner of the business, of the laundry business, is a bit difficult. Okay, that's my impression. Now, if I can get the landlord, who's kind of dragging his feet for what I think is happening, because he doesn't want to evict anybody if he's going to have a vacancy, right?
Neither do I. No,
but if the white knight comes running in from Arizona, right, which I presume that's where you're from, because
we're local. I mean, I've got a yacht in San Diego. I have stores in New Mexico, California.
Your phone comes.
It's my cell phone, man.
Okay,
I'm standing right behind
your cell phone
you. That's how I knew you were getting in your car. I keep my wireless number because I've had the number for 25 years. But look, I could tell you, Dan, I could tell you this story, okay? It unfolds over and over again. Someone buys or builds the laundromat. They toil away and work in there. They become old. The machines become old. And then they try to sell it. And this, your words, Korean guy comes in and says, oh, this is fabulous. I can't wait to work my fingers to the bone and run this place for 20 more years. But then the cracks start to develop and they notice, hey, gee whiz, it's not really making this money and this equipment needs to constantly be fixed, and they walk away. And that happens several times. And then eventually, sadly, the guy's late on his rent, and now we are able to do something about that. But I can do whatever I can for you to make you feel comfortable that, yes, you know, we have the wherewithal to get this done, and we're very serious about it. All I'm going to do is sign a 15-year term, try to beat the shit out of you on the rent, because it is still a laundromat, my friend. I still have to have a reasonable... We might be the ones to make you decide that you don't want a laundry here, because a commensurate rate of rent is not on par with a lot of other tenants. However, no guarantees in life, but I'm going to be spending $500,000 on equipment. And when I do that, I'm not going anywhere. So
you've got surety that you're going to stay. So
when do we talk about terms? Because that's the most important thing. You know, Dan, you might be crazy. I might be crazy. Maybe we're too far to be too far apart to even start this conversation.
Okay.
So no.
Okay, you tell me. Here's my philosophy. You need to be comfortable. Your tenant needs to be comfortable. Where do you need to be?
I am fine signing a lease on the exit of the current tenant, contingent on that exit, so we can talk terms. If and I can wait 6 months, 6 days. I don't want to wait 6 years, frankly. What's the square footage? Do you know the square footage?
I have to look it up. You know what?
Okay.
I'm out in the field. Can we do this? Okay, I really want to talk to you. Okay, can you do me a favor? Like this you call me on my cell, which is perfect. Okay, text and your full name and your email address, because that way I'll be able to look up your email address, because I know we corresponded. Okay, and then I am going to give you information. Okay, I'm going to be headed to the office shortly. Okay, so that means like in about 45 minutes or so, plus or minus, I'm going to email you, what I know about the square footage.
And let me say this, I'm not looking for tons of information. I don't need to know a damn thing about your previous operator. When I walk into a store, and I'm from New York, so it's like taking one bite of pizza. I know if it's good, bad, or indifferent. So when I walk into these laundromats, I say, oh my God, this place is not only performing to the nth degree, but not performing at all. And the difference is these are community services. I mean, it seems everybody says they want to serve the community. A laundromat is not somewhere the consumer wants to be. They have to be there. So we make it very comfortable.
You're a destination.
I don't know if the air conditioning is up to par. Some of that stuff we might need help with. It seems like you've got a great landlord there. Look, I have looked at your other space for lease at $2 plus 99 cents. You're asking me what makes me comfortable. I need to start my lease rate at $20 all in, if that. So I've got spots, literally, I know, I have spots in Baldwin Park where I'm doing $12 a square foot to start, but it might be reasonable. And again, the difference is you got a nail salon up the block that they rely on 27 employees. Then you've got a national chain next door and they rely on buying their product from China. We're different. We're front loaded with $500,000. So I don't want to see the infrastructure go away either. So I do this again and again and again all day. It is a good spot. It's not about a destination for us when it comes to location. No, the infrastructure is there. I want it. I don't want to pay for it.
Let me do this, okay? Let me do this again. Let me get to my office. Let me get you some, the square footage.
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's talk terms. I do, just so you know, since you're here on the West Coast, I've got a meeting from 3:45 until 4:15. Okay, at the office. That
no problem.
I'm gonna run into.
Again, I'm in no rush.
So then so the best thing for me to do is to send it to you while I'm in this meeting, and then I will call you at around 4:15, like a little after 4:15, and then you and I I'll talk terms with you.
Perfect.
I've done deals with. I handle 4 shopping centers for this landlord. I've done a number of deals. Super happy with me and my partner, and so I know what his hot buttons are, and I'll know for sure on Friday if like he has the, wherewithal, if he has the stomach to want to go through like a tough, potential eviction process with this other guy. So let me see.
No, I hear you. I'm in no rush. Take care of what you got to do. My only question is square footage. I know what I can pay. And my debt service on the equipment, I do 15-year terms because every 7 years my tax benefit runs out, my depreciation runs out, so I always retool. If no one ever uses the equipment for 7 years, I wouldn't need to retool, but I always do because we're hot stores. It's not difficult. Dan, let me ask you this. Since we talked last a month ago, did you bring this to the landlord's attention, or is it just something that the tenant did?
No, I did. I did talk to him. That's what he told me. He said, "Look,
something's happening.
I'm not sure if I want to do anything with." And this guy is like limping along.
I know.
What I mean?
I know. Of course.
From what I understand, he just kind of pays and like sort of, and then like it's inconsistent.
I hear you. And say no more.
So that's kind of what's going on now. I could push him to. I've done it before with him with other tenants to make way for better tenants, and so I know he's game and he trusts me. But it just
we want to spend the money, and typically, and I'll warn you, typically we're going to look for TI because this guy's been there. Air conditioners, right? Well, we need heavy tonnage. Normally, it wasn't done properly 20 years ago, and no big deal. The guy's got 4 centers. He's probably got a few bucks from the last hailstorm. And at the end of the day, air conditioning units don't just cool the air, they remove moisture. And what do laundromats do? They heat the air with all the dryers, and the moisture comes from our washers. So, be prepared. I'm going to front load this thing and ask you for
the okay. Look, listen, it's okay. I get it. Let me do this, okay? Like, let me get you the information.
Good.
Get my meeting, and then, we'll do what we got to do. So,
no rush.
All right?
Text me.
All right.
Talk to you soon. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you so much. Okay, bye.
Well, I'll send the email again once you send me back. Cheers. Yeah. As soon as part of the mirroring that I do, that I found out from a book I read that it was called mirroring, was when somebody says they need to get off the phone, I want to get off the phone even more. Not to be the guy that's like, well, let me ask you one more thing. So I know what I think. So let me ask you, what do you think of that call?
I think it went well. He seemed like when you were rushing him, he kind of wanted to keep talking to you. And it seemed like he was more interested in it than you were. That's the way it came off to me.
He just texted me, "This is Dan. Please text me your info." Well, we have his email, so I will send another one. I will text him that I'm sending another one. Now, look, you know me. I'm a skeptic. So to me, this is not a deal until you're signing a lease, until you are bleeding money and spitting ink. You know, at the end of the day, this is a good call. And look, a month ago when we talked, he understood, he got it. He never looked at the email. If he did, he doesn't remember it. You know, the email with photographs, that does something. It triggers your memory. Oh yeah, you're the guy that sent the pictures. And here, at the beginning of this call, I know I hadn't clicked over yet, but I said, "Hey, it's Danny, the laundry guy," and he's like, "I'm sorry, who? I don't know you." It's like, no, you don't know me, but I don't block my line, so he sees my phone number and he never saved it, unlike me. So to unpack all of this, this is how deals start. They start with a cold call. The guy has no idea what we are doing. Well, not really. They start with you understanding how this works. They start with you going out to the location and saying, this isn't a horrible laundromat. It's far from the worst, but it's time for a renewal of equipment. There's top loaders. You know, you'd be hard pressed to find a laundromat that isn't doing something wrong, right? No matter how big and bad and wonderful it is. But this place isn't doing everything wrong. They've got their own soda and snack machines. How do I know that? Because they're empty. If they had a third party doing it, you know, it's all the little things that I talk about that not only put profit in your pocket, but put a smile on your face and a spring in your step, right? You don't want to be filling soda and snack machines. And this guy figured that out. That's why there's nothing in them. End of story. He doesn't want to do it because he doesn't see the profit in it. Don't tell me that you're old. My grandfather, 87 years old, was still fixing outboard motors, you know, and drinking coffee all day long. Sorry. It's not because you're old. It's because you know that there is no profit in sharing your time. So this is really good. We've got him. I'm not going to be the guy to ask any questions about previous operators. People make that mistake, and it is a mistake when you say, hey, what happened? Do you know why? Why that's a mistake?
Why?
Well, it shows you're naive and fearful. Even if the other person you're talking to is a schmuck, even if they're an idiot, a moron, a dummy, they'll somehow in their heart of hearts realize, well, why is he asking about that tenant? If he really knows the business, he knows how to better the business. It's not by some happenstance or circumstance or mistake that they failed and fell apart and are losing the business. So I don't ask questions. Hey, Dan, can you tell me what happened and why it's so smelly in there? I don't need to ask him that. I know why it's smelly. I know what he's not doing right. And I said, so if I ask questions, it shows naivete. We don't really know what's going on. And it also shows we don't know anything about the business. So I don't. Now, if he wants to volunteer information about the guy's old, okay. I truly feel, right? Feelings, what does that have to do with business? I feel terrible. I don't want anybody to fail, but that's on him. Now, remember last time we spoke, he said he's not month to month. These are the important notes we have to take. He's not month to month, but something's probably, you know, in their Monday meetings, there's rumblings about this tenant and the national chain that's going to move into a bigger space and blah, blah, blah. And what the hell are we going to do with this laundromat? He also told us valuable information. I want you to write in bullet points when we do this, okay? This happens to be live on YouTube, so you can go watch it and make the notes, but bullet points are important. You can't rely on me to remember all this. Just what I mean is, you know, guy owns 4 centers, right? What you wrote was, Billy Beck, old gentleman wants to retire. Dan is text him and Dan will be in the office. None of that's important. Don't write down that he wants me to text him in 45 minutes. Don't mean shit. What you need to write down is LL, right? Short for landlord, owns 4 centers. Ooh, right? With national chains, we know that. This guy's got money. Also, if we weren't YouTubing this, a very important thing is Danny mentioned $12 a square foot, and Dan didn't say no, right? You don't need to turn that into a paragraph. Dan didn't, I'm typing for you, goddammit, didn't say no to 12 per square foot. A large landlord has issues, problems, nothing significant, right? That small landlords don't necessarily present to us. And small landlords have issues and problems that large landlords don't present. For instance, this guy's got money, and I said exactly what it means. Do you think he's got $50,000 for new AC units? Of course he does. He probably has a slush fund where the last time there was a storm, he got paid by Allstate, and he keeps that money aside. They can do that tax-free, right? So when I say that and I use the jargon and lingo of the universe, would it scare you to ask for brand new AC units over tonnage? Probably. That kind of thing scares everyone. They're so excited about getting into the business, they don't ask for what they need. I'm trying to put as many of these videos out where I get people's permission to talk to me about their utter failure in their existing laundry, but that's hard. People don't want to admit it. And that's why that information doesn't get proliferated. One of these, let me find my button, fake guru. One of these knuckleheads who makes constant videos of himself holding his phone up, walking on the beach, right? Where's your laundromats? Where are they? Do you own any? Just made a video, I just saw it today. Well, I saw like 3 minutes of it and I couldn't watch it any longer. Why I sold my laundromat. Okay, are you telling people how to buy them, or are you telling people how to say anything they can say that might stick to the wall they'll talk about, right? Why would you sell it? Well, there's plenty of excuses, but no good reasons. I am going to send him back my email through a text. I'm going to take a screen cap and send you what I text him. And I'm also going to send him another slightly tailored email with photographs of my stores before and after so that we can get the juices flowing on this thing. Now, what do we do now? He sounds like he's going to be Johnny on the spot. He's all worried about his 45-minute meeting, et cetera, et cetera. None of that ever means anything to me, right? If you are who we are, interested in doing this again and again and again, we're not really interested in the moment. We're interested in the long haul. And we make that abundantly clear to him. You want to stay on for a minute, Armand, and talk to some of the people on the YouTubeinator here asking questions?
Sure.
You're a good man. All right, Marty says, let's go legend. I don't know what that means. Mac says, let's get this party started. Mac, you got to come up with a new line, dude. Joshua, I've missed way too many of your live streams recently, working 14 plus hours a day night shift on my current project. Oh, well, a minute ago there, I was thinking that you were at a job, but then you said project. Is that like your group at a job, or is this really a project? I like projects. I don't like jobs. Job stands for, you guys know what it stands for. Candace, the model, how are you? Hey, Danny, she says. I love when people just want to say hey. Means a lot. Say hey, guys. Let me know what your real name is and tell me where you're typing from. Joshua says, another guy wanted to hear himself talk. You dealt with him as you do, and it's so entertaining and awesome to see. Talking about Dan, the first call on this live stream. Oh, yeah. Well, that's the only landlord we will likely talk to on the stream. Eric, I've got a bunch of bottles I need to return to your brother. Danny, top negotiator at work. Thank you, buddy. Randy says, hello. Martha, if only more landlord brokers were this responsive. Well, they are once we get them on the telephone. Amen, says Randy. Or even picked up the damn phone at all, says Joshua. I know. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Look at you guys. I love when people quote me. Not that I made that up, but I say it a lot. Tyrell says he just bought my class. I don't have a class. I do have a course. Yes, I'm a stickler for verbiage. Lee, Danny, I need advice. I found a good laundromat. It's old and smells and needs work bad. Well, I found the person who owns the building, but the person's number is giving me the runaround. Okay, you found the person who owns the building. So you know who the landlord is, but the number is giving you the run. I don't know what you mean. If the phone number, and Lee, I'm consulting with Lee. So Lee, if you'd like, you can text me. I'll jump on the phone with you and talk about it, or you can try to tell me what you're saying. The phone number doesn't seem to work. I don't know what that means. Joshua, yes, it is a current job, site project. It means multiple weeks on the site with the same contractors. Understood. You know, those of us that grew up working with our hands and building things, we tend to, if you end up doing that as a job, right, it becomes just that. It's a job. If you end up sitting at a desk or running dozens of laundromats for a living, you might be surprised because all of a sudden you want to get back to that thing, working with your hands, right? This morning, I picked up my attic trusses at the Lowe's Depot. So there's a picture of the attic trusses on the back of my trailer. Yeah, that's 10 foot 8 high by 18 feet long. My trailer is massive. Here's a little guy loading it on. And I'll tell you what, I was basically the head contractor while these guys at Lowe's Depot tried to figure out how to get all this shit onto my trailer. And I'm like, go get a skid loader and put it on, and then we'll strap it down, and then I'll buy some wood. And you know what's funny? There's the dually, the monster. Can you see any of this, Armand, or you're not watching it?
I'm on the chat, but I don't want to play the video.
Yeah,
so
you can't look at it. You'll go to prison in California. And we put together. I built. We put together. I have to admit, I bought Shelly a kit, a greenhouse, and we put it together. Lee just sent me a text. We put it together and it took us 3 days because you have to follow all those instructions. I hate kits. I hate instructions. So I went and got some wood to make her for her birthday on Sunday. I built her this, what do you call it, a potting stand. I built that I started at 2 p.m. to be honest, but it was done the same day. So when I'm slapping shit together without any plans,
a plan.
Yeah, it just works better for me. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm happy that we did this because, you know, here, for those in the cheap seats, we have a live call happening in real time where we call up a landlord's agent, and sadly, this laundromat doesn't have to be purchased. He said, he had a guy on the hook. And that Korean guy eventually said, you're crazy. What you are trying to sell me is not worth anything. And here we are calling up, and you are likely, I don't want to get people excited or speak out of turn, but you are likely going to get the whole business rights in the store and all of the infrastructure for nothing. Are you concerned that he'll take his equipment? He won't. We don't want his equipment. And he cannot harm the infrastructure. That's part of the question. I don't get a lot of newbies on these lives, right? If I did get a lot of newbies, they'd have tons of questions. And I wish there was somebody on here right now who was a skeptic. So if you're on here and you're thinking, well, I'm just going to be quiet and listen to what this guy has to say, this very attractive man I'm watching, instead, tell me what you think is crazy about this, if you understand it. We've got folks on here who have already ended up scooping up a free laundromat and are profiting. We've got Armand, who is doing the process with me. We've got folks who are working with me, like Lee, to get this done. And then we've got people that just bought my silly course. And I call it that because it's a few bucks and it's going to teach you what you need to know. This is not a sales call. I don't do that on here. I don't have my own commercials. I'm very happy to have 35, 40, 50 of you. And by the end of the week, 1,000 people will have seen this. So if you're watching this evergreen, ask those questions now. If you're on the live, do that for me. All right, I'm going to let you go, Armand. God bless. Take care of yourself. I'll follow up with texts and emails. If he texts me today, I will text you, and we will call him back.
All right.
Good job, bud. Ciao.
All
right. Bye. Oi. All right, where was I? Yeah, it's a job. Should I go up there, Lee says, and see when the person opens the building and talk to the person to see if they... Okay, first of all, when you're typing, I don't know who a person is. So we've got a landlord, we've got an operator, we've got an attendant, we've got a hired employee, we've got all these people that have names. They wear hats. So, no, you shouldn't go up there and start talking to people. If you know who owns the building, let's find his number online. Hey, Danny, Marcus from Philly. Hello, Marcus. Thanks for popping in. Well, dams, says Randy. Oops, says Randy. Frank says, Danny. Yeah, that's me. Eric back. The course is worth it, guys. All right, Eric. Thank you. Frank, I'm an oldie, but will pretend to be... What is that? Is that a snowman? What is that, Frank? Does anybody know what emoji that is? That could be a snowman with a cleft palate. I don't fucking know. There's that word again. Josh, I know plenty of people that will be skeptical of you and what you say. They are ignorant and have no clue of anything. Well, ignorance is not a crime in most cases. I called somebody ignorant the other day, and he threatened to punch me. And I'm a lover, not a fighter. I said, well, you're ignorant. It's not a dig. I didn't call you a dipshit or a dumb fuck. I called you ignorant because you don't know things. You don't know specifically what I'm talking about in your ear. Dennis says, I wish my BF was here. She is the skeptic. I think you mean GF. You scared me, Dennis. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Try not to be an idiot. I wish my girlfriend was here. Definitely says BF, buddy. She is the skeptic that you... Well, maybe she's bi, triple, lateral, doing a thing. I don't know. Oh, by the way, we are going to interrupt this broadcast, and I am going to leave you guys with something. I'm not doing it now, but I've figured out how to do some fun stuff on the computer, right? So I want to have a little bit of fun. Let me keep asking your questions and keep doing all that. I'm going to give you guys a little preview of a video that I never aired, and I'm going to air it for you guys. So here we go. Pay attention. Sorry, I'm screwing up. Sorry, bear with me. Bear with me. Preview, we're gonna see this later. I've learned from a lot of folks that when you travel, you need to find out what the local flair is and then interject yourself into it. I'm also not a big fan of touristy shit, but when you see a tour bus that brings you to the touristy thing, I guess you're out of luck. But we're gonna go to the bayou. I noticed that none of their brochures showed alligators, so I don't think there's gonna be any gators other than my boots that are made of cow. Stay tuned. Yep, that's all you get. Sorry, not sorry. So this is part of the fun that I'm having. I'm looking at, putting nests and nested screens together and just stuff. I don't have a pool guy. Those of you that know me know that that's a little bit ridiculous. Now, I don't want to go out in Arizona in 134 degrees, 10 feet off the ground in the shade and go cutting trees and shit. So I have a gardener. But I don't have a pool guy. And I won't hire an editor to run my lives. Did everybody hear that okay? How was that sound on that stream? Let me know. Yeah, that's going to be a fun video, and we're going to air that at the end of this video. So stay tuned. Penguin. Back to your questions. Keep asking them. And oldie, I plenty of people that should be skeptical of you and what you say. They're ignorant and have no clue. Thank you, Joshua. Well, look, another thing for marketing I should do is have a 30-second video that describes how I grew up, where I came from, when I was homeless, and how much money I have in the bank, and how Laundromats did that for me. Well, I can't stand the people that do that, and I'm not going to be one of those people. So I'm the type of person that would never buy a course. I'm too skeptical. So instead, I built one. And when I did that, I said, well, it will always be the same price. I got something for you, Mac. There's a picture of Shelly on the refrigerator when she was 28. I don't know how that got there, but why doesn't it focus good? Focus, focus, focus. There we go. Shelly, you're so hot. Wish my girlfriend was here. Well, Dennis, get your girlfriend. We'll set up the 800 number and talk to her. So I should try to get a good price, says Frank. Frank, what are you talking about? Ralph is back from a hiatus. Well, welcome. Ralph, you know what? They have phones on hiatuses. Frank says that was a penguin. Frank, I'm an oldie, but I'll pretend to be a penguin. Now it makes even less sense. I think it means chill. Okay, shows you what I know. I should have music playing in the background during this. Yes, it's a penguin. I did the number. It was like 4 numbers. None didn't work. Them numbers were cut off. Okay, Lee, we're working together, bud. Anything you need, let me know. We'll talk about it. Part and parcel of what we do is locate horrible, nasty, disgusting, obviously, laundromats, and then we find out who handles the lease. Whether it's the Lord of the land himself, a third party, a management company. Do you know who handles the lease at your local Walmart? I'll wait. Probably not, because you never thought about it. When Walmart doesn't own the dirt, you just need to drive to the corner of the parking lot. There will be a little sign. It says, Warner, Stinkstein, and Clouts, Realtors. And there's a phone number. Now, if you were never looking for that, it's like fat kids in donut shops. You'll never see it. Never. It's there. It's not difficult. Wasn't trying to say anything specific about Shelly when she was 28 when I met her, but I got a local picture. I'm being invited to a local picture. I got a recent picture. I'm being invited to the Pooch Parlor. There we go. Oh, it went away. I did find the number. It was like 4 numbers. Okay, good. Best friend. Good. Best friend. Oh, be it. Jesus Christ. Your best friend, not your boyfriend. Guys, I don't know these acronyms. I'm not good at it. Frank says the business broker knows the right price. Why question that? Oh, okay, Frank's having fun. He's dicking with us. Happy birthday, Shelly. Thank you, Marty. She might be watching this. Danny, I noticed Matt's bring people fun. Danny, I noticed Matt's bring people fun. Okay. Matt's short for Laundromats, for those of you that know. Sound was great, Danny. Thanks. What the hell? I was just about to break out the popcorn for that video. Well, it's a teaser. I'm going to play it at the end here. I should work in the laundry from open to close, right? That's what the course teaches, someone said. What? What do you mean, someone? Frank is not trolling. Frank's not a troll. He's just pretending to be a noob. Oh, okay, Frank. All right, Frank. Cut it out, Frank, because nobody knows that you're being tongue-in-cheek. Frank is actually one of the choir members, so we're not... I know that because I know his name, so I'm not worried about it. Yeah, Joshua now, he gets you, Frank. I always got you, Frank. I just didn't think it was funny. Try not to be an idiot. Lee, should I need help, Danny? You said that what I need. Give me the address of her house, but her numbers are not updated in the system. Okay, I get it. People all want to be anonymous, and her phone number is probably not anywhere to be listed. So here's my honest assessment. Go focus on the 374 other laundromats that have easily found landlords or management companies. And don't forget, you found the landlord. Maybe she does have a management company. Are there any signs that say call this number for a lease? I'm not telling you to end run that person and find the landlord. When we use the term landlord, it's a general term for anyone that can help us with the lease. Randy, nice gator video. Come on down here to Florida. Gators on just about every golf course and backyard, and you can hunt them if that's your thing. Daniela and I shot a pistol match with a bunch of Arizonis a couple of years ago, and it was too funny because one of the locals came from the parking lot and said, "You guys be careful, is it like just an everyday thing, there's a gator over there." And all of us from Arizona immediately turned, bing, we went over there like, where is the little guy? And Daniela wanted me to bring it on the plane. Not kidding. How am I going to catch it? Josh says, Lee, sometimes there are services allow you to find info on people, usually paid services. True, I hate all those. They suck. But you can do a trial for $1, see it cancel if you don't get what you need. Max says, she gets better with age. Wish I had a picture on my refrigerator. Now, there's a picture of my dead mother-in-law. All right, well, we'll see what we can do. Maybe Shelly will sign something for you, Mac. Frank, oh, it's not funny. I can't explain to people either. Why is a failed business not worth $300K? Yeah, well, they don't get it. It's just what we do. And naming this whole thing Free Laundromat, I've never trifled with the name or looked back because that's exactly what it is. Oh, nothing's free. You're buying equipment. Okay. You're signing your name. You're putting pen to paper and earning hundreds of thousands of dollars in future profit. That's what you're doing. Lee, I'm asking you, I'm begging you to drop this on the feed here. It's a sign on the door. I talk to people that wash their clothes. They're saying they have never seen the landlord. Most people don't. It's no time when they open, no time when it closes. I'll move on. Okay. Thank you, Lee. Ralph, Dan, a few days ago. Who's Dan? Dan, a few days ago, I saw a location that just cleared up nearby with infrastructure. A block away, there was a laundromat killer. Cleared up nearby with it. I think you mean closed up. Take time to proofread, ladies and gentlemen. Please take time to proofread. I want to get some juices flowing. Why don't we do this? Dennis, jump into this chat. It's going to be you and me, Dennis. Dennis, do I have your phone number? I have to wait for it to catch up when I'm having conversations with people. Dennis, do I have your phone number? Let me know, kids. Well, kid. Dennis with the BF, which is best friend, I found out. Dennis's best friend is a girl. Ooh, that never works out. Depending. I'm going to see if I have Dennis's name as it's written here. No. If I ever consulted with him, I would have his number in my phone. And I don't. Woo! All right. Just ignoring all 30. I'm sorry, everybody. 31 people. We apologize for what we want. Dennis says yes. Yes, that we consulted. No, I can call the toll-free number. All right, here we go. Get ready. Guys, I know we're all adults here. I know there aren't any 12-year-old prank callers playing around on the YouTubeinator. Shit. So I'm going to put the toll-free number up there for Dennis, and the rest of you don't call to try to see what happens, because this rings into my office, and now I've forwarded it to my phone, so I'll be talking to Dennis. Come on, Dennis, call the number. And then I'll delete it so anybody watching this later won't. I mean, you can call the number no matter what. It's on my website. It's fine. But it's not going to get through to me. Call it, Dennis. I think even though there's a delay in the video, the top chat goes instantly, doesn't it? Some of you techie guys would know that. Where the hell is Wade? Wade's a techie guy. Wade's always sitting around doing a lot of nothing. Who put that video on the refrigerator, by the way? There's a frog. Dennis, we're all waiting with bated breath for you to call me. You don't need to deal with your best friend or anything else. Just call me up. Go. Do it. That's the toll-free number. No charge to you. We're all waiting.
Nigel
all right,
Anderson or
go.
Trap Call?
What up?
Danny, it's Dennis from Denver.
Didn't you call this number before?
Yes.
On a live?
I'm the one that said, yeah, somebody said that you're worthless and you thought it was me. And I told you it was from a chat that I seen it.
All right. So first of all, your best friend is a girl? Look at you.
Yes.
Wow.
You'd be shocked if I told you she was my ex-wife.
Oh, all right. Well, that makes sense. Okay. So are we going to have any fun at all if we call your wife and just have her let me have it? Because I'd be willing to do that.
Let me get her number for you.
No, do you know how to do a two-way call?
Yeah, hold on. I'll get her on the phone.
Yeah, call her up. What's her name?
All right.
What's her
Cindy.
first? Cindy. All right. See what you can do.
All right, thanks. Hold on.
Wade, I knew you were there somewhere. Kill shot. For those of you just joining, we are live with Dennis. And oh my God, he literally put us on hold, everybody. He must be at work. Oh God. I can turn that down. Dennis is trying to get his ex-wife and best friend on the phone because she's a skeptic, so we're all going to have fun. If you guys keep up with the chat, I can also loop that in. Any luck? We're back on. Where do they get this hold music, by the way? Fonz does not dance. Dennis, you're killing me, bro. For those of you that didn't know,
Danny, are you there?
I'm here.
She's like those realtors, won't answer her phone.
Well, shit, we tried. So let me get the one-sided story. When was it first that you mentioned my name or the free laundromat thing or any of this stuff?
About a month ago, because remember I told you I was out of work on medical.
Yeah.
And I was, told to go find another thing to do. So I looked at the fake gurus, and then a guy suggested me talk to you, even though he doesn't do anything you say. And that's where I started listening to you. And so I was telling her about a month ago. And then she says, yeah, but it's a lot of money and everything. It's like, no, this guy shows you how to not go to the owner of the laundromat, but to go to the landlord and get it for free. Well, I still don't believe that. You can lose your butt.
What does she do for a living?
She's semi-retired, and in between, she drives Spark for Walmart.
Well, I'm not making any determination, and this isn't personal, right? At all. I don't know you. I certainly don't know Cindy. But a lot of times people in a semi-retired position who are working a job like that, right? Everything's bullshit. Nothing's real. Everyone's out to put their hand in your pocket. I understand that. I get it.
Right.
I'm still the same way. I'm still a skeptic. I wouldn't say I was that way because I still am. And it's proven to me over and over again with these fake gurus who are out driving their rented Ferrari and talking to you about how great the laundry business is. Like, wait, what? What are you talking about? And trying to fill this gap and make money on YouTube the easy way. I'm the opposite in that I'll say shit, piss, motherfucker, because, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not going to get monetized on this video because I'm not looking to make $700 or $7,000 on YouTube. It just doesn't make sense. Nor will I spend money on advertisements so that I can get your money. So if you really look at it, and look, I'd happily talk to Cindy, even if it breaks out in an argument, and just say, hey, this is what happens and the way that it works when people work it. And the percentages, I don't have those. If somebody does the work, it works.
Yeah, and here's the deal. I dream, like, we've owned businesses before. And it's like, all right, this big business is going stagnant. Let's do this. And hers is no, because I'm afraid. She's skeptic on anything that we do. We own hamburger and hot dog carts. I said, I'm going to go do this festival. No, you won't make money. You won't make money. I made a killing. Well, but you don't want a partner or a wife or even a best friend who you have to show, hey, look, I was right, you were wrong. She should hope that you're right. That's the difference. That's the part that's frustrating. She does.
Yeah.
She says, we've been down this road before because, of course, we've all made mistakes, or else if anybody says they haven't in business, they're lying. And we've learned from them.
Yeah.
So, but to do this, it's one of those that, hey, I'm going to have to either shit or get off the pot and do it.
No, you know what, Dennis? This is only if you want a laundromat. And if you want a laundromat, and I love when people talk to me or email me or even comment on YouTube and they say, you saved me $300,000. Maybe I would have got the place for half price at $150,000. You saved me hundreds of thousands of dollars, Danny. If I don't do anything else,
I watch your
you saved
YouTube.
me. Yeah, you saved me. So that means a lot to me.
I watch it every day. Your feed, it pops up to my feed of you're saving me tons of money.
Yeah.
Every single day. And the difference between you and those others, people pay a fee to consult with you, which I agree with, but it's a one-time fee. It's like, okay, I'll tell you to do this now. Buy this course, and you'll learn some more.
Yeah, it's a never, because they learn.
Well, buy this course too.
I don't know where, but they learned how to endlessly take people's money somewhere. I don't know where. I don't go to that place and try to learn. And again, I consult with the people on the telephone. I speak to folks that say, "Oh, I gave her $7,000," and then a week later, I talk to someone that gave her $10,000 for the same thing, and I say, "Well, how did that happen?" "Well, it's basically however much you have, we'll take." "And do you have her phone number?" "No." "Oh, wow." And I don't change what I do because I can catch more flies. I just do what I do and I'm no saint. I'm not here to, do this for free, but it's what I think is reasonable for folks that really, really want, again, to own a laundromat or 10 or 20. So, Dennis, thanks for coming on. I was kind of hoping to get a lather worked up with the ex. So next time you see her or talk to her, just say, "Hey, we'll have to get you on there." And she might be the type that says, "No, I don't want to do that," and that's fine too. Just let me know in the comments next time.
She is.
Yeah.
But and I'll leave you with this. I'm on some Facebook groups of laundromats and stuff. This lady said, "I spent $10,000 on a class and I still don't know what to do." And I referred him. I messaged her and said, "Go see Danny."
Yeah.
And listen to some of his stuff.
I'm astounded that, well, I guess I understand it. The internet is so vast. The universe is so vast. People will go, now, if you go back and try to find that comment, it's probably gone because the moderators of those sites, they'll take it down and they'll take advertising dollars. So at the end of the day, you've got forces working against us. You're a real person whom hasn't paid to consult with me. Here you are talking to me. You're a real person who believes not, and this isn't Jesus, but you understand that this works, and you're out there trying to help someone on Facebook, and the powers that be will take that post down, or and there's a way they can delete it where you don't see that it's deleted, and that's even worse because you think.
No, that's why I private message.
Oh, DM, yeah. You're good. Well, I appreciate that. And then there's a lot out there, and then what's funny to me, there's maybe 20,000 people in that group, and someone will mention my name, it will be taken down. And before it's taken down, 5 or 6 people, who, what, where, what are you talking about? That's because I don't advertise, and the fakies, they do. They pay to be out there.
And your course, for the ones that are on YouTube that don't have it. When I first started looking at laundromats, Hannah was $3,000. You're $300. So you're going to save a lot of money just buying that course. I'm on my second time.
Thank you.
Of listening to his course.
Well, you mentioned a name, and to me, there's not a one out there that tries to put their hand in your pocket that's really teaching you anything. There's the ones that have, hey, come out and hang out, and we don't include room, board. It's $15,000 and come learn how to do wash, dry, fold. What are you talking about? Why? I could see if it's right now, the Coin Laundry Association event is going on. I talked to one of my folks, and she's there. She said, "I'm here." She's like, "I didn't go to any one of those events. I'm hanging out at the bar. I'm here to write this trip off." And I get that. That's why my events are in Vegas. If you're going to write it off, have some fun.
Well, that's I made a comment one time about I don't like CLA. Well, the reason I said that is because for the last week or two, I would get their feeds. It's some girl working in the laundromat all day long. She owns it. It's like, why are you there?
And that's the thing that people don't understand. Intelligent thinking people. If you can't get out of one store, how can you run 10? And if you can't run 10 the way you're running one, why bother? You have to know, and I guess there's a corporate word called scale. So if you don't know how to scale 1 to 10, don't even bother. Don't start. They don't understand how easy it is to get contract attendants. And on the flip side are the hundreds of people I've consulted with that say, well, my laundromat isn't making money. What can I do? And then when I dig into the numbers, it's actually losing money, and they're putting hundreds of hours a month into it. So here's what you do. And rarely do I hear back. I've made videos with these people. Yeah, we did. We implemented all the things you mentioned, and now we're doing really well, and we have 3 stores. Instead, they keep working there. They put it up for sale. And the sad news is that no matter, I could make a video tomorrow that says, you will drop dead if you buy a laundromat, and put a giant thumbnail on it. It'll have 1,000 views in a few months. Won't go viral. Nobody cares. If you get engrossed in some of the videos I've made, I mean, on this video, if someone's just joining us, you go back and you listen to a cold call to a landlord's agent who says, yeah, this guy's going to fall apart and you're going to get this store for nothing. Let's negotiate lease terms. There you go. Live. Happens every day.
And, you know, it's like I said, the guy who referred me to you, his store looks like junk. His machines are 5 years old, and he bought it 4 years ago, so he doesn't know. And what he wants to do is turn that store into wash and fold for commercial accounts, and he doesn't care about the people coming in. And then he pays the girl.
But he thinks that wash and fold for commercial accounts is a simple thing. It's not a simple thing. Well, it's not even anything I've ever done, nor would I ever recommend it. Now, how can I recommend not doing it if I've never done it? Because I consult with people that have tried. And unless you do only that, and that is your vocation, you don't make money.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to fail. I know the girl that does his wash and fold.
Take his store away from him. Don't do that to your friend, Dennis. Go out and scout other stores.
Oh, he's not a friend.
Oh, okay.
He's not my friend.
Okay, then you can have it.
He's just the owner of the laundromat. Who's my friend is the girl that washes and folds.
Oh.
And she says, I wish you'd hurry up and get a laundromat because I want to come work with you. And I told her to start maybe 50-50, but that was before I watched your course.
There you go. Yeah, don't take, that's going to be a right. She's just going to steal from you. And I don't even blame her. I don't even know her, but I'm saying it's human nature. And that bastard's never here. I'm going to split the money 50-50. She's not. So don't give them the opportunity to lie and cheat. All the money's yours.
No.
Oh, shit. Works. Yeah. It works. All right, Dennis, say goodbye. Thanks for calling.
Goodbye.
Later.
Thanks.
All right, kids, we're going to have a big time dealio for you kids. I'm going to try to figure out how to do all this here audio and everything else. Keep the chat going. Have a good time. Talk amongst yourselves and enjoy this video from the bayou. Don't go anywhere. This is going to be absolutely epical. Absolutely epical. I've learned from a lot of folks that when you travel, you need to find out what the local flair is and then interject yourself into it. I'm also not a big fan of touristy shit, but when you see a tour bus that brings you to the touristy thing, I guess you're out of luck. But we're gonna go to the bayou. I noticed that none of their brochures showed alligators, so I don't think there's gonna be any gators other than my boots that are made of cow. Stay tuned. Captain Steve is our guy.
What are we doing?
We're gonna go on a boat.
Swamps are easy to lose people in. You know,
yeah, that's true. That is true. We're all sober though.
Won't mind either.
As you come on the boat, please watch your step, okay? The boat's gonna rock. It's a small boat. As you come on the boat, Let's even out the boat so we don't go down the river sideways, okay? Watch your step.
You want to be on the bow or in the middle? I want to wait for the bow. Hold on, Shell. I'm being annoying already.
You want me to wait?
I just want to. I want to be on the tip.
Yeah, that's where it's the wettest, on the front.
Yes, the wettest. It's my middle name. Captain Steve.
Nice to meet you, sir.
I like the accent.
Please, no going forward with those yellow chains I put up front there. Please remain seated at all times as the boat's in motion. There's a lot of sticks, stumps, and trees underneath this water I can't see.
Say something.
If you're standing up and I hit one, boat's gonna stop. You probably will. Please remain seated while we're moving. And last but not least, keep your hands and your feet inside of the boat at all times. Gators are always looking for a handout around here. Now, once again, my name's Captain Steve. I'm from Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, which is about 12 miles down this road here. I grew up there until I was 17, then I joined the Marine Corps. I spent 15 years in the Marines, and I started running boats. I've run boats on all the major waters of the United States. I've run here, off of Destin, Florida, out in the Gulf, deep sea fishing, down in Everglades National Park, doing these same kind of tours, off of Calabash, North Carolina, on the Atlantic, deep sea fishing, San Diego, California, on the Pacific, deep sea fishing. And if you ever watch a reality TV show, Deadliest Catch, I was a crab boat captain at Dutch Harbor, Alaska for 7 years. Now, I got a lot to tell you all today. Got a whole lot to tell you, but these trips are a whole lot more interesting and more interactive when you have questions. I want you to ask all the questions you can think of this afternoon. I would say there's no dumb questions, just dumb answers. And if I don't know the answer, something will make something up for y'all sound real good, right? All right. Anybody here from Louisiana, Mississippi? Nobody. Good. You won't know if I'm lying. This waterway we're on here, this is the West Pearl River. West Pearl River, one of 4 parts of the Pearl River. It branches off about 5 miles north of here into those 4 parts. Those 4 parts of West Pearl, where we're at, Midwest Pearl,
That
Mid-East
bridge
Pearl,
is
and East
fucking
Pearl
awesome.
River. They were very simple naming this river. They didn't want people to get confused. Looking ahead over there on the right, see that house over there on the water? That belongs to me.
What?
Yeah, that belongs to me. That's what I call my home away from home. That's where I go and hang out when my wife gets mad at me. Now, I don't got a motor on that house, so I didn't have to register it like a boat. And I'm not tied to the trees or land over there. It's anchored out there, so I don't got to pay property tax neither. It's just really a place we go and hang out. Yeah. I do got some amenities in there. I do got some running water. I get that because I put a big water jug in there. It has a water pump pumped to a sink so I can wash my hands. Got a toilet as well. It's like an RV toilet. Goes into a portable waste dump. When it gets full, I just slide it out, put it in my boat, take it to boat ramp and off to the RV dump site. Then run that little air conditioner and lights inside. We got a Honda generator.
Honda's the
Do
best.
the crocodiles come up?
No, we don't have any crocodiles here, so they don't come up.
It's alligator.
Alligators.
The alligator.
Alligators do, yeah. Yeah, they do. But they don't bother us none. Alligator want nothing to do with us. If I pull up there on the boat, Gator's up on the porch, he jumps in the water. If I come out the door, he'll jump in the water. If I jump in the water, he'll come across the river around back. They don't want nothing to do with us. Now, I don't bring my dog there, and I don't bring my dog, and I don't bring my grandkids there. Cause they small, right? I get to be more interested in something small like that.
So your wife has to be big.
My wife, good size, yeah. She's a chef, so you don't never trust a skinny chef, right?
He's got a line for everything.
Right,
This guy.
I'm gonna turn some Cajun air conditioning on for you if you're wearing a hat when nobody is. Hang on.
Nice.
Nobody is. Hang on.
We're activated. Is that really his house? I doubt it. Beautiful weather.
Perfect.
I wanted to ask him if we were going to see an alligator, and if he said maybe, I would offer him a tip for the alligators. Because all right, you kids. This was indeed a teaser. There's going to be some gators. There's going to be some missing fingers. There's going to be, I don't know, those little animals that use their fingers to do things. And I want you guys to see it. So you're going to have to wait until tomorrow and then watch this video in its entirety. It's 20 minutes long, and there's about, we showed you about 6 minutes of it. Most of this boat is full of my film crew, by the way. You can see all the guys with the cameras, and they are our film crew. Yes, Mac, there will be more of Shelley for all of you. What I would like to have you all do is watch one of my videos that you haven't seen and throw a comment up there. There's like 30 of you on here. Just watch another video right now and throw a comment up. The Bayou Adventure will be up tomorrow, so tune in order to see the whole thing. I appreciate each and every one of you. The truth is, laundromats are fantastic businesses. If you watch someone on the YouTubeinator, Instagram, someone who's heavily editing themselves on 37 million TikTok views videos, and you're listening to the voice of this person and it's being chopped up because he, she, they, them are trying very hard to fit all of their little written down statements into a 30-second video. Why? Click and see what they do. Did they charge money? Can you email them? Just email them. You had a question, Bob? Email me, Danny@freelaundromat.com. See how quick I get back to you. I'm not only combating the industry now and the thought process of these. One of these guys calls himself a thought leader. I swear to you, a thought leader. Wow. Even my ego isn't that fat. What are they teaching you? What have I taught you?